Is Thursday, March the 26th. We will continue our whole number by decimal number multiplication practice today. Again, just a couple quick reminders. Make sure that your microphone is turned off unless you're called to speak on, and wear your headphones, earbuds to eliminate distractions around you. Today's warm-up. If you will figure out what the horseshoe is and the St. Patrick's Day hat, feel free to pause it right now till you determine those numbers. The horseshoe is worth 8. If the horseshoe is worth 8, then the St. Patrick's Day hat is worth 4. 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Then down at the bottom, I have 8 minus 4 plus 4. So 8 minus 4 plus 8. So 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. Remembering that we have to do subtraction there first, then addition. So the answer there is 12. Today's live lesson will be on whole number by decimal number multiplication, which we'll get into. So our lesson today is going to be again on multiplying whole numbers by a decimal number. We're going to look at a word problem today though, just to change it up. So take a minute here and read the word problem. You might need to pause the video. It says Carlos needs to buy 6 pens and some colored pencils for school. He has $25 to spend. If the pens cost $3.50 each, how much does he have left to spend on colored pencils? And that's really hard reading that backwards, but I did it. So here's our word problem, and this is going to take a couple different steps for me to do. So we're going to start looking at a little bit more challenging problems like this. So the first thing that I need to understand is that Carlos needs to buy 6 pens. So I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to circle 6 pens because I know that's what he needs to buy. And I know that he has $25 to spend. So he has a total of $25. It tells me that each pen costs $3.50. Okay? And I know that he needs to buy 6. So I need to figure out if one pen costs $3.50, how much does 6 pens cost? So I'm going to set that problem up. If I know that one pen costs $3.50, I've got to figure out what 6 of those would be worth. So I'm going to have to multiply. So got to kick my decimal out. I'm going to kick it out with black this time. Once, twice. And then I'm going to multiply with my purple. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5, I know that's 30. 0 down, 3 up. 6 times 3 is 18. 19, 20, 21. So that's 21. I know it's not $2,100. Got to move that decimal back in 2 times, once, twice. So therefore, he spent $21 on 6 pens. It tells me back in my problem that he's got $25 to spend. He needs to buy colored pencils and pens. If he's only got $25 to buy, it says that he wants to, how much does he have left to spend on colored pencils? Well, I know that word left, when I'm talking about leftovers, that means that I have to subtract. So I've got to figure out how much I have left if I spent $21 on pens. So he had $25. He spent $21 on pens, so I'm taking that money away. And therefore, he only has $4 left to spend on colored pencils. Okay, now we're going to look at one more problem, and this time we're going to look at a decimal times a decimal. So I'm just going to kind of get you guys ahead a little bit. And
Mr. Henry, you have a call park on 101. Mr. Henry, call park 101.
Mr. Henry has a phone call. But we are going to go ahead and look at a problem that looks like this. So you can tell already that I have 2 decimals. And I'm going to do the same thing as I've done before, and I'm going to kick that decimal point out, make them a whole number. So there's 1 time, and here's 1 time. That is a total of 2 times that I kicked it out. So in that 2 times, now I am basically just multiplying 2 times 8. That's all I'm doing. I know that 2 times 8 is 16. I cannot forget that I have to move that decimal place back in 2 times. So I'm going to move it back in once, twice. So therefore, my answer to this problem is 16 hundredths. And I can show you what this would look like as a model because it's something that you guys have seen before. So, looks like this. Here's my hundreds board. I know that I need to shade in 2 tenths. There's 1/10. There's 2 tenths. The other way I need to shade in 8 tenths. So there's 1/10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just like when we talked about multiplying with fractions, I have to count the overlapping. So the pieces that are shaded in both blue and purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So therefore I have 16 blocks shaded in both blue and purple. Now I have to realize that the answer isn't just 16. These are decimal numbers. So each value is worth 100th. So therefore my answer is 16 hundredths, or 0 and 16 hundredths. Then after the lesson you will complete this Padlet. You can click on the link there to post. You are writing 2 word problems and posting them on there. And your second assignment is #what's the buzz? Buzz math, multiplying a decimal by a whole number. If you are in my homeroom, you have already done this assignment. If you are in Mr. Henry's homeroom, you will need to complete this assignment today, please.